Once again, everybody, Old School NYC Gamer here with a comparison of the Atari 5200 with the 2-port and the 4-port version, which is below. I'm just going to get into this as quick as I can. I got a message from iwanabrawl, I believe it was 2 days ago, asking me to do a comparison video, which I would believe is fair because a lot of people don't know the difference between the 2-port and the 4-port. Mainly, the 2-port was more of a correctional fix since there were a lot of problems with the 4-port version, which I'll get into in a minute. But let's get to the 2-port version right now. And as you can see here, the light's really low, so I do apologize in advance. Right here, you see the 2 ports right there. Yes, I am using a flashlight. That's how dark it is in my house, guys. You got the 2 controller ports right here. Now, from looking at it, you can't tell if it's a 2 or 4 port. But from looking in the back right here, I believe this is one of the expansion slots, which I don't know was ever utilized for the system. But when you look over here, you have your channel 3 and 4. And if you can't tell, right here, sorry guys, you see a square and a circle. Now, I don't know why they just couldn't do channel 3 and 4, which makes no difference. And over here, you have the AC plug. And right here, guys, this is where you could just plug in directly into a switch box, not the god-awful 2-port or that god-awful switch box that they had where it causes fires. Because you see right here, you could just use one of these, get them at Radio Shack, and plugs in here, then to the TV, and it's all good. Alright guys, so that's the 2-port, and we're going to get to the infamous 4-port version, which pretty much a lot of old school gamers had when it came out. And, yeah. It's an abomination within itself, guys. Hence why the 2-port, the 2-port was the fix-up for this screw-up. And as you can see here, guys, it's labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's the 4 ports right there. Still the same. Got the put the controllers right here. And just give me 1 second, guys. It's gonna show you the whole deal between this whole console and the major problems with it. And of course, we turn back here once again, and same expansion slot right there. Of course, here you have just a channel 3 and 4. Now you're wondering, where is the AC plug? Where do you plug your AC plug in? Well, I'm going to show you right now, guys, why this specific model of the 5200 failed. Simply one word, or I would say 2. Switch box. This little bugger right here was the reason why it failed. Because I don't see why you would use this when you could just plug this into the your basic switch box and use it. I actually tried using one of these when I first got this console, not realizing that I needed the switch box itself to power it up. Now, I'll show you also why, but I'm not going to plug this into anything because I don't want to burn my house down. So this is the the cable running from the Atari, and you can already see it's a pretty worn plug, as you can see right there, and it's actually a little longer than I noticed from the other 2-port. So you plug this into the switch box, and this would have a lot of sparks, guys. And you plug this, which is the AC, right here. You plug it in there, and this humongous brick, you run this into your wall. So that's, the major comparison, guys. All this, it's not really worth it. It's a total pain in the butt, But to me, I believe that was one of the reasons why the console failed. Besides the obvious, about the controller's not working. But if you got a good set of controllers and you really do take care of them, they will last you a lot longer than what some gamers will say differently about this. Okay, guys? So, yeah, I want to thank iwanabrawl for the question here, but I'm glad to field your question and compare it. And, yeah, and also I actually wanted to give the specs of this really quick. I'm sorry, I'm pulling this up. Pulling up the information. So a lot of you guys don't know the specifications of it, even though these were almost modeled after the technology was modeled after the Atari 8-bit. but to me, I would believe this is more of a more home-friendlier console, if you want to call it that. Because I know some people weren't computer savvy, even though the Atari 8-bit computers were very user-friendly and they were very self-explanatory. The tech specs on this was basically a custom MOS 6502C running at 179 megahertz, but not the 65C02. And it had 2 custom VLSI chips. And the maximum screen resolution at the time, which was not actually that bad, guys, was a 320 by 192 resolution. Basically, it was only like a 16 out of the 256 lines on-screen colors per scan line. And it also had a 4-channel sound via Pokey chip, which has also handled the keyboard scanning, serial I/O, high-resolution interrupt, compatible timers. Excuse me if I'm kind of muttering this, guys. And of course, it ran on the 16 kilobytes of RAM, and of course with the ROM, you had the 2 kilobytes onboard BIOS for the system startup. And of course, when you guys plugged in the game, it would say Atari and then the game title and all that stuff. And yeah, 32 kilobytes ROM window for the standard game cartridge, expandable using the bank switching techniques, which I'm not really too sure about that. I too apologize for not knowing that. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know exactly how big this thing is, even though I have to go scan around this sucker, it's 13 inches by 15 and about 4¼ inches high. So now you know. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that, and I'm coming up with another video soon. I still have more Classic Gaming Expo footage to show. I'm just lining up something really special, and have a good one, guys. Cheers.